ESMOTOR in Dubai. We are coming into 2024 with a massive bang. We've got so many builds to show you across all platforms, and we're starting off with some of our builds that we've done in Dubai. So stay tuned and keep watching. Right guys, so it's pretty packed and it's pretty hectic out here at ESMOTOR DXB. So for you guys wondering, we do have a full facility here. We have our own mainline dyno. We also have full equipment, just like in the UK and in Turkey, our diagnostic equipment, and we have all the facilities to tune and modify your Porsche. So we have an ES700 there behind us just going through some maintenance, which is required for all your built cars and non-built cars. So he's just doing a PDK adaptation on there at the minute. We have a couple of more 992s over here. There's ES700 there, and this one's getting the same package as Jamie's, and we also did some springs and wheels on that one as well. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then if you come in the workshop, we have this 997.1 here, which is got a built engine from us, and it's getting some maintenance done as well. And then another 992 over here, which is getting an ES700 with the titanium exhaust, with switchable valves as well. Emre and the whole team is here. Rebase is in that car there. So yeah, man, it's going to be some sick builds coming out of it this time around as well. Right guys, so this 992 behind us has had our ES700 completed on it, and that consisted of our titanium exhaust system along with our custom tune. So out here in Dubai, the fuel isn't as good as in the UK, so unfortunately they don't get the 99 here. However, it's still made really good power for the fuel that's available over here, made around about 690 to the wheels, which is about 810, 811 crank horsepower. The draggy numbers were really good as well, so we'll put that in there as well next. But yeah, it's been good. Drivability is bang on as you'd expect from a stock car, but just a lot more power, and it sounds epic now.
Houston, we have a problem.
Hi guys, so basically this car had a built engine from us, and it was running on stock ECU, and the customer wanted to move to a standalone ECU, which we installed Silex standalone S7 Plus kit. So now we're tuning the car on the standalone ECU. I'm just making the base map and preparing the car for some base runs, and yeah, this is basically the fuel map. And on the dyno we can see how we are making the progress, and then turn up the boost gradually, and yeah, and then once we are done, we will add some features like anti-lag, pops and bangs, and like flat foot shifting and so on. But right now we are just we just started. I'm just doing the base map on the fueling and the boost, and we'll slowly turn up the boost and see how it goes.
So Emery, a question that you get quite often is what's the difference between the dyno tuning and the road tuning? Because I know you do a lot of road tuning, so like what are kind of the benefits or the differences between the two?
So actually a good question. So basically we first dial the car on the dyno if you have an access to the dyno. Like if the customer is if the customer car is at one of our dealer shop, we have the dynos. So we first start dealing the car and doing the base map on the dyno, which is first safety, which gives us the safety. And the second thing is once we dial the car in, we can see the power and the torque curve, and then we can see how the engine is acting, and then we can see on the curve where we are losing, where we are gaining, and so on. So I can optimize the tune by the dyno figures and the curve. So because on the road you cannot see it, right? So on the road what we can do is basically measure the acceleration in a specific specific interval, like let's say 100 to 200, 200 to 250 kilometers and so on. But we don't know if we are, if we make those numbers because we have too much torque in the mid-range, or if we have too much power in the upper range, or if we are losing some time in the mid-range because we don't have enough torque and so on. So basically on the dyno we optimize the power band, and then once we are done with it, we go on the road and test what we cannot see on the dyno. Basically it's mainly the shifting and the launch. So this is the initial step. If you make the baselines on this dyno, and then if you go to another dyno after the upgrade, so you cannot exactly see what you gain or not. But if you make the baseline on this dyno and you make some upgrades, and then you go on this dyno again in the same conditions, same fan, same everything, same operator, you can exactly see if you gain or not. But it's not accurate to talk about numbers where some people goes in some other dynos and we measured on our dyno. So that's why I'm telling people, if you are curious about the numbers, just make sure you go on the same dyno every time, and you can get a good idea of what's happening.
Keep it consistent.
Yeah, and also because the dyno calibrations are different, measurement types are different, so it has to be done on the same dyno, basically. So then you can have a good healthy figure, it can give you a really good view what's happening, if you gain or how much you gain or what's the horsepower of the car. That's what I suggest to everyone, just use the same dyno always after your upgrade, so you can see what's going on.
Okay, Emre, another question I had was, in all the platforms, say like a 992, is there something that you enjoy tuning about those platforms compared to a 991 or a 997? Or like, what's your kind of take on all those kind of platforms in that sense?
So basically all the cars have different characteristics. It's hard to tell, oh, this is the best. So on 991, for example, let's say the gearbox is very good and it's shifting very fast and so on. Whereas 991, let's say ECU is different in terms of controlling something else. It has all different characteristics, so it's hard to give you an answer, to be honest. Every car has pros and cons, so it can be discussed within that model, to be honest. So that's my view, actually. So it's hard to choose. So basically I made some base pulse. I downloaded the log and I'm checking the log and see what is the engine doing.
What's it saying?
He says, I'm happy, turn up the boost. So here you can see all the runs that we did in the last 15-20 minutes. So the red one, the lower one, is the base run, what we started. And then I started dialing in the timing in the fuel, but we're still on the same boost in all of these runs. So we go with from 480 to 604 at the wheels. The white line being the latest run and the red one is the first one. So you can see the huge difference. And you can see the curve is getting better. I'll show you, see the difference. It's the same boost, just timing and fuel changes optimized, so you can see the curves. It's yeah, much better now.
So Emre, is it time to turn up the boost or something now?
Yeah, we were at the wastegate pressure around 1.1 bar, like 15 psi. Now we'll be running around 1.4 bar, which is like 20 psi, and see what it makes. And yeah, time to turn up the boost.
This guy.
I'm getting the triceps, man.
No, bro, there's nothing there. You need to come on this side for the triceps.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I'm joking. Get the smiles in as well. Make sure everyone is muscle. He gained some weight, so he's very happy. No, it's Shaz, bro. Trying to lose the weight. This one, it's Shaz, isn't it? He's gassing me up too much. You see these people, they complain that they cannot gain weight. I said, take some of mine.
Right guys, so we have another 992 in, and it's for the ES700 package as well. This one has got sports cats fitted. So yeah, we've got it on a dyno now. Let's run it up and see what it makes. So guys, this is another ES700 that we have finished while we're out here in Dubai. So as you can see, it's on our Pro Hub mainline dyno. Same thing that we got in the UK, but just out here in Dubai. So this also had our ES700 package. And out here on the UAE fuel, they don't make as much as they do in the UK, but it's still very strong figures. This is also running sports cats, not catless exhaust. And it made 677 at the wheels. That's 800 horsepower crankwise. You can see it's a very smooth graph there as well, so we will be taking this out on the road at some point, getting some draggy figures and see what it actually does. So guys, that was just a little taster of some of the work that's been coming through the ESMOTOR Dubai workshop. Now it's time to turn the heat up and show you the real potential of your Porsche. So we've got a couple of big builds that were completed last year, and we're back now to complete some maintenance on them and then do a few updates and show you what the capability really is for these setups on the street. So stay tuned, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next week with these killer setups.